How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the TheBlueShifting and welcome back to Crystalline. Last time we met the king of all pongos in the Pongo forest of Pongoness, and everything's going pretty smoothly. I mean, all things considered. The forest is beautiful. How could a Pongo colony go wrong in any way? They're just adorable, come in all the different shades and colors. Before that, we had some good interaction just with the various characters, especially Liana. Just getting some more kind of bonding with her. So here's the thing that's interesting. So at this point, Amelia's history and character is being explored really, really well. We haven't touched up too much on Kara, Zach, or Liana. Liana's definitely got tender hooks in. We're starting to get an idea of who she is, and we're slowly starting to pick her apart. But it's definitely something that's taking time. We're kind of working with her in a very, very slow, more kind of personalized way, rather than just kind of having a bunch of instances where we get to see who she really is right away, like we have with Amelia. But it does make it so that Amelia is kind of the more... I don't know, I find myself a lot more bonded to her at the moment, just because I feel like we understand her a bit better as a character. Zach will be Zach, and Kara, while being entertaining, has yet to really show much sides besides her vehement defense of the helpless, especially the young and the abandoned, which has shown a lot of interesting promise for her character. Zach needs a bit more attention, I think, but hopefully we'll get that. However, I'm not sure exactly what to expect here, other than the fact that we're looking for another temple, and we're heading towards the lair of the Pongo King, so I guess expect overwhelming levels of cuteness and adorableness as we can progress further into this strange forest of crystal light. Should be a fun place to be. And I guess I can't think of anything else we need to really cover here, just kind of moving forward with the story. It's not a very complicated story up till now. I mean, it may get more complex as we go, but so far it's pretty straightforward. Alright. We follow the pongos further into the forest. Some of the other pongos tag along, popping in and out of the trees. I've never seen so many pongos in one place before. What are they all doing here? Well, okay, to be fair, you're not from here. You've been living here for a couple of weeks now. Sure, you've never seen this many pongos. I'd be more impressed if somebody else said that they've never seen so many pongos in one place before, because they lived here their whole life, and they probably understand better how pongos work. Pangos. Pangos, not pongos. Pangos. Eventually, we stop in front of the crumbling stone structure. Ooh, oh, this looks nice. Oh, Pongo King.
Poi?
Pongo. The Pongo leader nods.
Poi. 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 Poi.
What riveting dialogue.
It would seem the Pongos have escorted us to the temple we seek.
Wow, that was convenient. How did they know? Can they understand us?
More than likely. Our Pongo friend inquired as to the reason for the migration of so many Pongos in one area. He must have been curious about their source of energy, which just happens to be the Earth Temple.
I don't like how simple this is being. It's going so quickly. I narrow my eyes at Amelia. It seems very coincidental. I'm glad he's suspicious, too. Do you speak Pongo?
No, but that rationale should be common sense.
Zach snorts and tries to cover it up. I look back at the temple. It clearly hasn't been touched in a long time, and half of it's falling apart. Is it safe to go in there? Kara seems excited.
Only one way to find out.
I'm sure you're excited. She marches towards the temple.
But what about the Pongos? Won't they be upset?
Especially considering we intend to absorb the energy.
The temples were built over areas of naturally high concentrations of energy, so the temples continuously amass energy at an accelerated rate. Therefore, the amount which we will absorb will be replenished fast enough to not adversely affect the Pongo's ecosystem.
Well, that's convenient again. Why don't people live near the pockets of continuous energy?
The only energy we are able to manipulate is extracted from crystals.
Oh, so I'm a little unique in the sense that I've absorbed energy apparently directly from the source rather than from crystals.
This form of energy, which resides in the air, cannot be manipulated or absorbed by humans.
She pauses.
Humans of Terra, that is. In contrast, pangos are able to absorb all forms of energy, including airborne.
All forms of energy. That has implications, too. I see. Either way, it sounds like the pangos will be okay. Liana nods and we follow Kara. The pangos make no move to stop us, but continue to watch us curiously.
Come on!
We approach the temple's entrance. Now, this place is even half as trapped as the other ones. Could be a problem. The temple structure, at least what remains of it, reminds me of one of the fire temple. It's built with an open front, and I can see where the altars may have stood in the past. Now it's just weathered stone. The columns are still holding up, but I watch them precariously, untrusting of their stability. Vibrant green moss camouflages the gray stones. I have to admit, the view is quite impressive. It is actually, once again, shout out to whoever is doing like the backdrops and such, because it's fantastic. Kara takes the lead and steps carefully into the stones, obviously testing for traps. The rest of us hang back and let her explore without distraction. Liana holds onto the pango, who seems eager to explore with Kara. After circling through the temple, she returns to us perplexed.
Based on the design of the fire temple, I figured the earth temple would have more traps.
Yeah, that makes me worry. I mean, maybe the traps were made post of the construction of the temple, but at the same time, it seems odd that one would have like tons of traps and the other would have like none.
Or even just one trap.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
found 0.
Yeah, that's not good.
Then we should definitely stay on our guard.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you doubting my abilities?
No! I just meant...
Kara giggles.
I know. I'm just teasing.
Zach crumbles and crosses his arms. I agree with you, man. That was kind of abrupt. Amelia steps into the temple and starts to have a careful look around. The rest of us slowly filter in too. The pango hops out of Liana's arms and bounces excitedly into the temple. Amy fidgets with her manipulator, much to the curiosity of Liana.
What are you checking?
I am searching for any anomalies in these magical readings. The barrier from the last temple resonated a unique signature. If such a thing were to exist here as well, it is highly likely to lead us to the Earth Elemental.
Right, okay, calling card. Kara shakes her head in wonder.
I still can't believe the elementals are real.
I wouldn't jump so fast to that conclusion.
Seriously? Did you forget about our journey to the fire temple?
I didn't. But I don't remember me or the rest of you seeing the fire elemental. Except him.
Okay, Mr. Skeptic. But at the same time, it's kind of... like, you saw the big fox, though, right? Zach gives me a pointed look.
He wouldn't have a reason to lie about it.
I really wouldn't. I'm not even involved in the politics here. I have no idea why you would suspect me.
Exposure to large quantities of magical energy can potentially cause hallucinations. There have been documented cases of such events transpiring.
The only argument I have against that, technically, is that we absorbed the energy after I saw her. But then, I don't know if we can confirm that for sure. I'm not from here. Anything is possible. Or meh. She's how I absorbed energy. She really is. That's what I think. She wasn't a hallucination. She definitely real. Doesn't her transferring energy to me count as proof?
Your absorption of magic and the existence of elementals is not a casual relation.
Well, maybe. I thought you'd be the one most likely to believe me.
I do give credence to your anecdote in which you believe to have seen the fire elemental. However, more evidence is required to turn that anecdote into a fact.
Ah, gotcha. So she says she believes that we believe what we saw, but until we have additional factual evidence or observable evidence to support my claim, she's not willing to just accept it wholeheartedly. Very good. Very scientific of you. Because she's absolutely not trying to say you're crazy. She's just saying, I'm not going to leap to conclusions based on what one person's testimony and a tiny bit of evidence supports. She continues to attentively monitor her manipulator.
There appears to be a strange pattern regarding energy distribution.
Oh boy. A sudden rumble from above breaks our attention. The rocks shift precariously, then crack and come crashing down above me. Oh, fetch.
Look out!
Yeah, I know. Leanna tackles us both out of the way just as the rock smashes down, leaving a heavy split in the stone on the ground. I land hard and my body erupts in aches.
Are you okay?
I'll live. How about you? Leanna props herself up on top of me and peers down with a worried look.
Sorry. I channeled my wind energy into reaching you in time, and I didn't even think about softening the landing.
That was fine. I stare at her. You just saved my life and you're apologizing over something like that? Leanna looks a little surprised, but then she lets out a smile. Are you okay?
Yeah, thankfully the brunt of my fall was broken by...
Me, I get it. Her voice trails off and her cheeks redden as she realizes she's straddling me. Oh, fetch! I didn't realize we were in that position. She quickly picks herself up. Oh, I actually didn't mind us being like that. I wince as I carefully push myself to my feet. Leanna's attention's on the mountain of rocks sectioning us off from the rest of the team. Oh man, it was that big of a slide.
Hey, can you guys hear us?
Kara's voice is muted from the other side of the rock wall. We're fine. What happened?
The structure collapsed from the instability of the ruins. I would advise caution moving forward.
Freaking yeah. Sheesh.
Hi, boy.
The Pongo's voice is very small. Pongo!
Don't worry. He's safe here with us.
Oh, that's good.
Speaking of moving, how are we gonna get these stones moved?
Stand to the side. I'll move them with my magic.
Stability of the freaking building. I don't think we should be trying to levitate, move, or blast any sort of rocks here. Leanna motions me to move back and I comply. Her gauntlet flickers to life as she channels her wind energy. At first, the rock refuses to budge, but then Leanna keeps trying. Sweat beads on her face as she concentrates, but even after a few more attempts, she's unable to move any of the rocks to break the wall.
I can't seem to move any of the stones.
The frustration is evident in her voice. It's weird that she can't move any of the stones at all. I hear some shuffling on the other end, and I assume it's Amy using her manipulator to scan.
Interesting. It appears these are no ordinary stones. They are shielded with magic.
Oh boy. What does that mean?
The magic they are shielded with are dampening any other outside magical efforts.
Right. Well, this place has got more interesting. Maybe this is the trap.
That's not good.
However, in light of this new information, I am able to adjust the type of reading necessary to override the wall's magic block. By doing so, I am able to plot out the navigation of this temple as the ruins emit energy. Based on our current locale, our paths will converge in a short time if we move further in.
Oh, that's useful. That sounds like a plan to me.
Let's get going then.
Deeper we go. Leanna and I look at each other and nod. We start heading in the direction Amy provided. We stick close together and keep a cautious eye on our surroundings. Leanna periodically checks her manipulator. Looking for something?
I'm following Amy's energy signature to make sure we're both going in the same direction. So far, we're still on the right path, and should be converging with them soon enough.
Good. That's good. I'll put my hands behind my head. Hey, I forgot to thank you earlier for saving me. Thanks. Leanna smiles.
You did the same for me.
That's true, actually. Huh?
Raven Pass, remember? When we fought the treasurer.
Oh, that. I guess so, but I only pushed you out of the way back then. In hindsight, I probably should have also dived out of the way too, instead of, eating a blast of full horse.
Moving out of the way would have been a better idea, but it was heroic nonetheless.
Yay, because, heroism which kills you is just, great. Leanna smirks.
Besides, you find yourself in trouble so often that saving you has kind of become second nature.
Okay. Really, though? I feel like we tend to bring on our own trouble, so... it's not like I'm literally a magnet for it. I kind of walk into it like this building. Wow, rude. Leanna giggles. She seems to be in better spirits as we continue traveling. We turn a corner and find ourselves in a slightly open area. I notice a bit of movement from the corner of my eye, but when I look over, all I see are the same mossy vines that were covering the entrance to the temple too. That's strange.
The energy reading here is higher than usual.
I think I saw something. What's up? Anna goes to draw her sword. Uh-oh.
It's not dormant like everywhere else. I'm scanning active energy here.
Guessing I should be eating a sword? Where's my sword? Before I can react, vines shoot up from the stone in the ruins and converge straight towards Leanna. She gasps and attempts to swing at the incoming vines, but there's too many of them. And as they tingle her limbs, she loses the grip on her sword and it clatters to the ground. Fetch! Grab the sword! Oh no, oh no!
What is this?
Too much anime influence. No, this isn't good. Oh, they look thorny too. That actually looks really painful. For some reason, the vines only target Leanna and have kept a berth around me. Maybe the trap was only sensitive to energy manipulation? Thankfully, I wasn't casting. Oh, great. Well, of course, this is a thing. Anna struggles to break free in the vein as the vines lift her off the ground. Oh, jeez.
Help me down!
Yeah. I pull out my sword, but the vines twist and tangle around each other, which makes Leanna a moving target too. Last thing I want to do is accidentally cut her as I'm trying to cut the vines. Might be best if I wait, right? No, we are not. No. I'm putting my foot down. No. We're not going to just wait and see what happens. I've seen too much stuff to know where this could go. I don't think it would, because it's supposed to be a friendly game, but come on. No, seriously, this would be horrifying. No, we're gonna wait. I dash forward and with skillful precision slice down the vines. My sword cuts through the vines, they writhe and shrink away from Liana until she's able to wiggle free. Unfortunately, more vines emerge and head straight for me. I cut them as they approach, but there are too many of them and I struggle to keep up. Just as the vines are about to encircle me, I spot the familiar glow of a blade carve trails of light through the vines. Liana is a blur, she methodically slices the vines with accuracy and speed as I strive to mimic. Before long, all the vines lay in motionless pieces on the ground. Well then.
This never happened. Got it?
Oh, well, I'm sure. She glares at me, despite her burning cheeks. Yes, ma'am.
Let's hurry up and get going then.
Go, the better answer would have been, what? What happened? I have no idea what you're talking about. Liana doesn't wait for me as she continues down the path. I jog to catch up to her. Liana's extra cautious and keeps her blade ready as we continue down the path. Not a path in those senses. Thankfully, without further incident, we spot the rest of the group waiting for us at the converging path. I went to the converging points to change up the pattern.
You guys made it!
Yeah, do you guys have any weird encounters?
Boy!
The pongo bounces over to me and leaps into my arms. Aw, hey buddy. Kara beams and waves us over. She blinks when she gets a better look at us.
Whoa. Did something happen?
Nothing. Liana clears her throat as the subtle pink tinges her cheeks.
Nothing at all. Isn't that right?
She shoots me a warning glare. Right, nothing. Kara looks back and forth between us and grins.
Oh, I get it. I mean, you two were alone after all.
Yeah, yep. I don't know how Liana didn't see this one coming. Liana's cheeks flare.
No, it's not what you're thinking.
Kara winks.
Right.
Nothing
happened.
Liana mumbles something incoherent as she pushes past Kara.
What is with everyone's overly active imaginations today?
The group looks to me for answers. Yeah, nothing happened. Let's get going.
I concur. It would be advisable not to spend any more time than necessary here.
All right, let's go.
Boy.
Don't worry about it. Pangos shrugs as he hops into my head. How does he shrug? He has no shoulders. Liana leading the way, we continue moving forward. We continue down the path to the Earth Temple. Alright. Okay. Oh, okay. So, not a game, though maybe not combat oriented unless it's more vines. So click the icons as in the displayed order. Okay, so. Alright. It looks like the different magical patterns, which makes no sense because we are not casting spells as of yet. Not sure why, but cool. We played a game. A mini game. We finally make it to the core of the temple. The center of the temple is a lot different from the rest of the place. For one, it's not crumbling apart. Birds flutter across the screen, and there's a lush greenery all around. Sitting in the middle of the garden is a beautiful woman. Oh, here we go again. Oh, hello. Holy crap, hello. Birds are really cool too, actually. They look very well. Nice, and she's, well, typical anime stuff. You know what? It's funny because like I absolutely don't feel like I have to justify anything about this kind of stuff in games like this. But at the same time, I've been hearing people mention and casually mention visual novels about how they are fantasy fulfillers. And while I really am not a fan of that description, there's kind of a point to it. I have to concede that there is some of that involved, and I have to concede I'm also guilty of it a bit. I don't like the blatant fan service, but I mean, it exists, and there's a reason why people like it. They keep paying money for it, so it's gonna keep happening. I still think the best stories shouldn't have to lean on that. Maybe they have a funny instance or funny interaction, you can have that kind of thing, but I don't know. Anyway, I don't know why I'm getting on my soapbox. I think it's because I've been spending too much time on Reddit today, and I've been like trying to cautiously defend my position on visual novels, but finding that there's not a whole lot of ground for me to stand on, if I'm 100% honest. Anyway, her dress is the same green as the plants, and there's something about her that feels warm, inviting, and alive. The sounds and voices of my friends fade away as I'm filled with the tranquility and beauty of nature surrounding me. She raises her hand at her touch, and at her touch, I feel a sense of calm peace, just like the fire temple. I can feel the revitalizing energy of the energy absorption. The more energy I absorb, the more translucent the elemental becomes, until with a small smile, she disappears. Can you say something to us, please? Before you just get up and vanish away, like, why are you here? Who are you, for sure? Slowly, the scenic nature views fades from my senses, and I'm pulled back to the crumbling ruins of the temple and the curious faces of my friends. Amy and Liana hover by me as Pongo looks up at me from the ground.
His pupil dilation is returning to normal.
Are you feeling okay? You completely zoned out there.
I met the Earth Elemental, and she just gave me her power, so I'm guessing the energy levels have just dropped. And I still feel dazed from the remnants of tranquility beginning to fade.
Did you see the Earth Elemental?
I did. This time, though, it felt different. When the energy was channeling into me, the fire temple, I felt a rush of passion and strength. This time, I felt more of a sense of peace and calmness.
I can confirm you did absorb a substantial quantity of energy. However, your mention of feeling emotions based on absorbing differing elemental energy is quite fascinating.
I wonder if that could be a part of channeling. Maybe I didn't channel wind very well because wind is not well in tune with my character.
It is something which has never been reported before, given that humans of Terra cannot absorb energy. Once your senses have fully returned to normal, I would appreciate discussing in greater detail what exactly you experienced during the actual absorption of energy.
Sure, we can talk about it later. Where are Zack and Kara? As if on cue, the two of them appear, each holding bags filled with what I would assume is whatever loot could be found.
Don't mind us. We just went on a little all-you-can-grab treasure buffet.
Nice. She grins and opens her pouch and hands something to Amy.
Here, I found this.
She hands Amelia an ancient tome.
I figured you might be interested in this sort of thing.
Amy carefully turns the pages of the book with great interest.
This is written in ancient Gaian script, a language of which I have studied, but of which I am not fluent.
Oh, I'm guessing that this is a missing line. So she says, "It will take me some time to translate it using my references, but the content should be most academic." She smiles at Kara.
Thank you.
Aww. Kara pats her on the head.
You're most welcome.
A rumble above interrupts us. Feel tense and go on high alert, but no rock slide occurs this time. Let's skedaddle. Let's get out of here before we die.
It looks like we got everything we need from here. Let's head out before another cave-in blocks our exit.
We all agree, staying high alert, make our way out of the temple as quickly as we can. We make it out of the temple and back into the forest. The sunlight shimmers through the trees, making me wince and blink. Well, they got into a deep relieved breath.
We made it.
Yeah, I know, man.
Now that we have successfully made it through the temple, let us not forget our purpose for coming here.
Right. We'll look at Amelia with curiosity. She gestures to me.
His energy reading has increased substantially. Perhaps it is now possible for him to open a temporal rift.
I don't want to open a temporal rift. You want to try that now? A grin spreads across Amelia's face.
Indeed.
This place is pretty barren. I suppose we could try it here. Kara blinks.
Oh, you're doing that again.
She shuffles away until she's behind a tree.
Keeping watch again?
You know it.
That creates a bit of a distance too, but not as much as Kara. Leanna and Amelia look at me.
Are you ready?
Why not? Kara's voice is far away.
Wait!
She races back, scoops up Pongo, who gives a little squeak of protest, and sprints back to her tree. Finally, she gives a thumbs up.
Okay, good to go.
Great, make sure Pongo doesn't die.
All right, let's try it.
Although I absolutely am
Just do what you
taking
did
him home
last
with me if I
time,
can.
except now you can focus and channel your energy.
Amelia, who's standing beside her, nods. Oh, this could actually get real exciting because we can now actually activate magic a little bit. I close my eyes and try to focus on creating a rift, bringing up to mind the image of what I saw when I first entered Terra. I inhale and exhale slowly as I try to draw in that peace I felt when met the earth elemental. I remember the scent of the wildflowers, the fluttering of birds, and the creaking of trees. It fills me with a soft, gentle calm that spreads through the rest of my body. An odd, tranquil stillness fills my mind. Maybe the emotions and stuff was key to manipulating the energy in the first place.
Keep going. Visualize your cast.
My brow furrows. I see a dark shape peeling away at the sky. And suddenly, a hot surge of energy flashes down my arm. There's a loud crack, followed by a hiss as I open my eyes. A turning wind pours out of my manipulator and swirls around the dirt and grass. The trees groan and sway. I try to keep the wind stable, it's just too strong. The muscles in my arms strain with effort. The wind whips around Leanna's hair and clothes. My cast is more powerful than before, but it's still unrefined.
You are nervous and panicking. Ease your mind and calm yourself.
It's a bit hard to do when I'm holding a tornado in my hand. Alright, don't panic, don't panic. My heart lurches, anxiety coils in my stomach.
You may stop now.
I do as he says. The wind snarls and smooths to a gentle breeze. The last bit of it skims through the grass and it vanishes quickly as a butterfly flutter. While I'm just dangle at my sides. It feels that they're being pulled down by heavy weights. I take in deep breaths, my heart's still pounding. I cringe and look up at the two. How did I do? Leanna hesitates.
That was...
A failure.
Thank you.
Amelia!
No, it's true. Amy blinks in surprise.
Is that not what you're going to say? He was unable to create the rift.
Leanna sighs and crosses her arms.
He did better than his first try. He actually cast something this time.
Amelia blinks again.
I see. I suppose there was some improvement.
Yeah, it's kind of the improvement of being able to distinguish that, like, when trying to learn where Estonia is on the Earth, instead of just saying the planet, I was now able to say a specific continent. And that's not great, but we're getting there. She taps her chin on thought.
I believe your magic training should involve bettering your accuracy and honing your focus. At this point, we are still unsure if the inability to create the rift is from your lack of energy or technique.
Probably technique, I'm guessing. Right. I puff out a defeated sigh. Seems I still have a long way to go.
Hey, where did Zach go?
Huh? I look up. Zach isn't anywhere in sight. That's weird. I glance around. Deep in the forest, I see a rustle of something black. I squint. Maybe it's Zach's trench coat? I zero in on it, I see Zach and Kara peeking behind the same tree. Hey, when did you get all the way back there? Zach's voice is faint.
You couldn't control it. No way was I gonna stand there if you went splat. This coat is not easy to clean.
The jog is a little tweak. So thanks for the vote of confidence. Kara grins and clasps her hand. She shouts for us to hear her.
You put on quite the show. Glad I wasn't there for it, though.
Leanna frowns.
Okay, it's done now. Can you guys come back?
Kara skips over. Zach follows with his arms crossed.
So, where to next?
According to Elderism's notes, Ellendale is the closest city located to where the ancient people worshipped the air elemental. I believe we will be able to uncover more information from the library there.
Oh, I like that name. Ellendale. It's very similar to the name Ellendale, which is one of my favorite cities in fiction. Kara smiles and ruffles Amy's hair.
Sounds great, Amy.
Amelia flushes. She coughs and then glances away.
Let us be on our way.
Aww. She has this very, almost like a bunny type of appearance here with like those little ribbons in her hair. I don't know why that suddenly struck me. Maybe it's the shape of her mouth right now, but it's really cute. She's adorable. She's like the best little sister. You'd be like, oh, you're so cute. We hike out of the forest and find a new path. Amy leads us north and we begin traveling on foot for the rest of the day. My legs ache. By the time the sun starts to disappear, I'm ready to collapse. I freaking bet, man. Maybe I'm still feeling the effects from trying to cast earlier, but all this walking is making me even more exhausted than usual. We keep walking until I find a good campsite. Leanna says the large open space would be a good place for me to practice my wind magic in the morning. Amelia sparks a small campfire for us. Zach cooks up another delicious dinner. By the time I'm done, I can barely keep my eyes open. The rest of the group is still up and talking, but as soon as I lay my head down, I tumble into a deep and fast sleep. Transition music. Alright, well, so far we're becoming slowly turning ourselves into like a reactor of energy, and not really making much progress. So no one's really that deterred. Everyone seems real chipper. Well, I guess everyone else is actually getting some benefits from it. I mean, we recovered artifacts that Kara can sell, and I'm sure Zach will sell too. Amelia's like just drowning in oodles of information she could be learning. Liana's helping people, which is like her MO. So I guess that makes sense why everyone's so content with this trip. The next day, Liana and I get up bright and early. We decided to practice sparring before the others woke up. Our swords clash with a score of heavy blows. Liana forces me backwards with a huge grin on her face. I'm breathing hard and struggling to keep up as my brow knits in concentration. Liana sweeps my blade aside and comes back around, and I swing in time to deflect it. Her face brightens and she seems pleasantly surprised.
Wow, that's great! You're getting much better.
I'm trying. Really? Liana's grin turns devilish. Uh-oh.
Hi-ya!
Ah! She lunges and I let out a sharp cry, barely raising my sword in time. Her movements quicken as she strikes harder. I struggle to keep up but manage to hold my own. Ultimately, Liana's final move knocks me to the ground. I groan, blink up at the sky. It's hard to breathe with the wind knocked out of me. Are all our spars always gonna end like this? Liana's face appears over mine. She smiles brightly. Aw, at least she makes it pleasant.
That was so much better.
Ugh, doesn't feel great. I lost yet again, though.
This time. But you're getting stronger and stronger every time.
Yeah, don't be too discouraged. Like, you grew up in, like, normal Earth life with very little sword combat. The fact that you're doing this well against someone who literally trained her entire life to fight with a sword is pretty good. It cheers me up a little. Liana extends her hand and helps me up.
Let's switch gears. You've been doing really well with sparring, so we should practice your magic training. You need to learn to refine your cast.
Yeah, we do. I know she's right, so I nod. I'm feeling more confident about it now that I know that I can cast. I think back on the countless previous training sessions and the frustrations that came with it. Even though I know I still have much to learn before I reach anywhere near Liana's level, I'm just glad to be past those early stages.
Alright, practice channeling your energy through your manipulator. And this time, keep your focus on where you want to cast.
Okay. Alright. Skirts and updrafts go perfectly together. This guy is either you play him as a just raunchy pervert or a like someone who's like an undercover pervert. That's okay. So here's the thing. I'm gonna focus on a rock because this is just ridiculous, and this could kill a Ponko or at least hurt him severely. I'm not gonna do that. So we're gonna focus on a rock. My attention lasers in on a nearby rock. How do I want to do this? Power overwhelming or underwhelming? Well, I feel like we should give it our all and just see what happens, right? I mean, could be bad, but let's just give it a shot. Close my eyes and focus. Familiar energy whooshes down my arm, but this time it courses too fast. A blast shoots through my manipulator and sends several rocks flying into the air.
Oh!
The muscles in my hand are straining with effort as I try to keep the rocks up. Several of them drop to the ground with dull thuds. The largest stone stays hovering in the air, but it's shaking. I pour out more energy trying to keep it steady, while I sense the rock flying higher and higher. Liana extends her hand, the rock stops trembling. She brings everything back under her control, making the rock levitate perfectly.
That was a little too much energy, but not bad.
Liana looks around and points at a large rock.
Try again on this rock.
I take a deep breath, clearing my mind, and cast again. As usual, a solid gust of wind bursts forth, and I steadily float the rock in the air. Liana claps her hands together, a wide grin on her face.
Yes, that's it.
Hey, I'm doing it! The Pongo glances at the floating rock curiously. In one motion, he jumps right onto the rock. The movement startles me, and the rock jolts in midair. The Pongo wobbles precariously, and I feel the nerves set in again as I fight to steady the rock.
It's okay. Don't panic. Just keep your focus. Try to float them towards you.
Okay, come on. Alright. It's just heavier now, so I just adjust my energy output. I breathe in and out and refocus. The rock stops swaying.
Good. Keep going.
A strong breeze wisps around the Pongo, keeping him in place. I close my eyes and picture him floating closer.
You got this.
I open my eyes. The rock at the Pongo floats closer and closer. A huge grin blooms across my face. It's freaking working! That's actually really cool. Oh, I'm jealous. The Pongo jumps from the rock onto my head, and as soon as the Pongo touches me, I lose my concentration and drop the rock. Liana giggles.
Great job.
Oh, the Pongo wiggles on top of my head. Thanks for being a good sport. Leanna giggles as I pat the pongo.
Boy. I think that's enough training for today. You've made great progress.
That is actually really impressive. Thanks. I can feel the fatigue starting to set in. I'm grateful for Leanna for ending the session.
Let's go rejoin the group.
Yeah, I should be awake by now, I think. Leanna nods and the three of us return to camp. As I predicted, everyone else is awake and even having breakfast prepared. After we eat, clean up camp, we resume our journey. A couple days' travel, we continue our journey along the path when I notice thick clouds darkening the sky. This will be fun. Kara and Leanna catch worried glances as a loud crack of thunder rolls above.
This does not look promising.
And if we're out in the middle of nowhere, this could be bad.
We should find shelter. We don't want to be caught in this storm.
Amelia cross-references where we are with Elder Islam's notes.
We are still quite a ways from Ellendale.
Oh boy.
Then we'd better stop at the next city we see.
If there is a city.
I think I have an idea of where we are. If I recall correctly, Wolfston should only be a few hours' travel. We can stop there.
A few hours? Are we gonna have a few hours? Once agreed, we pick up the pace and combat the strengthening wind whipping at us to make us course for Wolfston. Sounds like a promising place. Eventually, we see the tall towers of Wolfston. We shuffle through the city gates, casting worried glances at the ominous sky. The turbulent clouds don't look any less threatening. Whoa, this place looks weird. People tend to keep their heads down as they push past each other on the streets, mostly looking for shelter from the storm. Look at the surrounding buildings. Most are storefronts will blend into each other, so trying to stay as inconspicuous as possible. As we travel deeper into the town, a few outlet buildings loom in the sky. Opulent buildings. Guess that's where the better halves live. Leanna shifts uncomfortably.
Is it just me, or are people staring at us?
Looking around, I notice all the furtive glances towards Leanna as people give her a wide berth in passing. Oh, authority figure.
No. They're staring at you.
Zach's comment seems to make her even more anxious. Well, I don't know about that one, but I kind of agree with it. She should ignore them or try to keep her hidden. I don't know. I think trying to keep her hidden, I don't think it's a really good option here, honestly. Because if we try and keep her hidden, it's going to make her more anxious, but might make it less people like super excited. But ignoring them also could just be bad. So let's try to keep her hidden. I step closer to her to block her from view. She blinks in surprise and gives me a small smile.
Thanks, but I'm not sure how much that will help.
Maybe it'll discourage them from staring and glare at them.
When you remember what kind of town Wolfston is, it's no surprise everyone is staring at her.
Well, I don't know. Can you enlighten me? I give Kara a questioning look. And what sort of town is it?
Let's just say that what happens in Wolfston stays in Wolfston.
Right, of course. Den of Thieves. Lana covers her sigil and on her manipulator with one hand.
Maybe this isn't the best place for me to be advertising that I'm a part of the Mage Guild.
Zach nods.
Agreed. You're making them nervous.
The stairs remind me of when I first arrived at Meadowhill. Should we find you a change of clothes to blend in more?
That is a satisfactory suggestion, but perhaps it should be executed without the presence of Leanna. The longer she is in the streets, the more attention she draws.
Right.
Good point. Let's hurry up and find the inn. Leanna can stay there, and I'll help her find a more suitable outfit.
As the wind picks up, more people creep out of the shadowed alleyways as they seek shelter. I instinctively check my pockets. Something about this place has me on edge. Leanna is equally anxious. While Amy's expression doesn't change, she does seem more alert than usual. Only Zach and Kara seem unaffected. Before long, we reach the inn. This looks oddly familiar. I let out a relieved breath as the fire crackling in the hearth warms me. Kara and Zach go out to secure rooms and food for the rest of us to sit down in a secluded back corner. Although the lobby's full of people, it's more quiet than other inns we frequented. More patrons drink alone, and those in groups murmur softly, not murder. Silently at the table, just stabbing people, trying not to draw attention to themselves. We aroused a few curious glances when we walked in, but once shuffled out of sight, people relax and forget about us. The silence grows stifling as both Leanna and Amelia wait for the rest of the group to come back. So I'm wondering if I should say something. Leanna addresses Amy.
There's something that I've been wondering since Hearthpoint, but I haven't had a chance to ask.
Amy shifts her attention to Leanna.
Your mother mentioned that it's taken you a while to get a field study approved.
Yes, that is correct. I understand that such things take time as professors want to ensure the study is a proper fit for the student, but I will admit that I am beginning to become impatient.
You are pretty freaking young. She sighs.
Was the process for your field study equally taxing?
Leanna shakes her head.
No, I actually got the first one I applied for.
Amy blinks, and her eyes grow wide.
You were accepted upon your first application?
Yeah.
She stares at Leanna.
Maybe the process is different for mage knights and mage casters.
Amy continues to stare. Leanna looks at me and I shrug.
Amy?
I do not understand.
Aww.
I have completed all the prerequisites necessary to apply for a field study. I have even attended supplementary training to increase my potential for the selection. For all intents and purposes, I should be the most ideal candidate for the mandatory field study.
It might just be your age. I'm sorry, but you are young.
Is it just your professor's recommendation that you need?
Correct, but I have been repeatedly told that the field study is not a good fit for me.
Well, what is your field study? Maybe that's the problem. Leanna rests her head on her hand as she thinks.
Do you think it has something to do with your age?
Amy frowns.
My age should not be an eligibility factor. I have proven myself to be capable enough to study as a mage caster.
This is pretty strange. And they haven't given you a specific reason why you keep getting declined?
Amelia shakes her head.
I am quite perplexed by the situation, especially now that I understand my difficulties are not standard.
Yeah. Well, can we get more details? I bet you it has something to do with that. I can feel the frustration behind her words. Sounds like the Academy has it out for her, and I think it's only just started to realize that she's being treated differently. I think you should talk to your professors. Like, you really need to get to the bottom of this. It really shouldn't be this hard to get you into a program. You should have a serious discussion with your professors when you return. Give them a chance to communicate their concerns and explain why they haven't approved you. Leanna nods.
I'm sure they have their reasons, and it would help you to know why.
Amy looks pensive at as the conversation dies down. Kara and Zach soon return with bowls of food, which we quickly eat. As we push our empty bowls away, Kara drops a key into Leanna's hand.
Okay, so here's a key to our room. You can go upstairs and lay low for the rest of the night. I'll go check the shops and grab an outfit for you.
Awesome. She winks at Leanna. Oh, wait. Oh, no, Kara, no. No.
Don't worry, it'll still be cute.
You're kind of cute because I don't know how Leanna's gonna fit. Well, at the same time, it could be. Let's move on. Zach silently hands me a key to our room. What about the storm?
Oh, I'll be okay. Zach will come with me.
Sure, because, tumultuous winds and great rains can be stopped by brooding scowls, as we all know. Better than umbrellas. Zach crosses his arms.
I didn't agree to this.
Kara feigns hurt.
You mean to say that you would let a young woman venture outside into the storm, in the middle of the night, in a dangerous city all on her own?
To be fair, Kara, you're the kind of person that makes the city dangerous. Zach's eyebrows twitch, but he tries to remain steadfast.
Guilt-tripping me won't work.
Who knows what sort of ruffians are walking the streets this late? If they were to get the jump on me, then...
Oh, gosh.
Okay, fine. I'll go with you. Jeez.
I know, right? He pushes himself to his feet and Kara grins widely.
I knew you'd come around.
Yeah, well, you were laying it on thicker than molasses there.
I'm only doing this so you can't blame anything on me later.
Kara smiles and drags Zach with her as he heads towards the door. It's like a praying mantis with her mates. Just, guys, Zach, your head will be missed.
We'll be back soon.
We watch them exit in silence.
Well, I'm gonna call it a night.
As will I.
It's getting pretty late, and the thought of a real bed is very tempting after having to camp out so many nights. I think I'll turn into. Together we head upstairs and split into our separate rooms. Man, I would kill for a bath right now, honestly. I relax in the bed for a while, enjoying the peacefulness of the night as I wait to fall asleep. Then Pongo mysteriously emerges from somewhere and hops into my bed. He bounces over and leans against me before finding a comfortable spot on my bed to sleep. I'm not sure how much time passes, but I eventually hear Zach return to the room and go to bed. I fall asleep not too long after. Suppose that's probably a decent place to stop, just because it's like very fitting. We're gonna start a whole new day. We'll probably have to end here. I'm excited to see her new outfit because who on earth knows what Kara decided to buy her when she has the ability to literally make her wear whatever she really wants, as long as it's not like ridiculous. Like, oh man. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so I guess pretty straightforward day. Nothing really too impactful happening. Just kind of chatting and gathering more energy. That was pretty cool, but like, it's so, once again, like, I feel like there's no real sense of urgency here. That's something that I'm missing, I think, is that we really don't have anything that's really pushing us towards an eventual goal. Like, normally there's some kind of pressure, an antagonist of some kind. Even in Ace Academy, I mean, it was all about, like, proving ourselves because we were, like, the transfer student, and, like, everyone was, like, skeptical of our abilities, and we were, like, the last person to get put onto a team. We were kind of put onto a team haphazardly, and then our team didn't even have a name registered properly. We were expected to try and fight in the tournaments, and like we had to prove ourselves, you know. Like there was a lot of pressure there that really got me excited, especially when the fights came up. But here it's like it's very serene. It's very la-di-da, exploring the world, exploring characters, having fun. Like it really is. It's enjoyable for sure, but it's definitely kind of missing that element of oomph. Like, of impact. Maybe I've just been spoiled recently, but like, because like Muv-Luv is too much impact. Like, it's like being beaten to death with plot and like relevance. It's just like, you will submit. So maybe that's the only complaint I'm really having for this. But it does feel like I don't quite understand. Like it doesn't feel like there's any real complications besides travel distance at this point. Like, so far, that's the real only antagonist we've come across that hasn't been cleared up so quickly, it barely even mattered. I want it, like, I don't know, like a demon lord or some oppressive threat or something like that. Like, it could help with the atmosphere of the game to make it more meaningful, maybe? This is the word I'm looking for? I don't know. That's the only flaw I'm seeing so far. Like, the writing is fine. The dialogue's brilliant. Like, the dialogue writing's great. That's one of I personally struggle with dialogue writing. So I can definitely appreciate it that it's good, but I'm hoping that we get more confrontation, like long-term, big picture confrontation. So far the void's kind of there, but like we don't know that they're there, or like there's no indication that they want to have anything to do with us beyond like the random encounters. So I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, thank you guys so much for being here today. Thanks so much for joining me for this spot on the channel. You know, our Crystalline playthrough has been really fun. And it's just, it's like I said, I keep saying, it's like a wholesome story. It's really, except for like the very strong perversion undertones that the game can take, but that's okay. We dodge those things like a plague because, I don't know, they just seem too overt. But I doubt it's really that big of a deal. I mean, this game seems pretty tame up till now, if anything. If anything, the most grievous sin it commits is the like super overt pop culture references. But it's part of the charm of the game. So anyway, thank you guys so much for being here today. Thank you so much for joining me on this channel. It's wonderful to have you here as part of the community. I hope to hear from you guys in the comment section below. And until the next video you watch with me, or whatever you see me in next, I'll see you there.